Hello there. Here I review movies and today's film is Unfrosted. If you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe. Alrighty, let's begin. Unfrosted is an absurdist comedy about a race between Kellogg and Post, two cereal companies, to create the Pop-Tart. The story comes from writers Jerry Seinfeld, Spike Ferenstein, Andy Robin, and Barry Marder. Jerry Seinfeld also directed the film and stars alongside Jim Gaffigan, Hugh Grant, Amy Schumer, Melissa McCarthy, and just about every American comedian and comedy actor alive. At its core, Unfrosted is a big fish story being told to a child to pass the time. Jerry Seinfeld's character, a wizened old businessman, sees a kid running away from his parents and decides to distract him with a story from his youth about how the Pop-Tart came to be. The tale he tells is a fast-paced romp that's dressed up to look like the 1960s space race between America and Russia, except now it's between two cereal companies, and every part of it is a setup to another joke. The cast plays gag characters whose dialogue is all intended to make you laugh. The scenarios they set up are elaborate references and spoofs of real-life events, and there are a ton of visual gags throughout the film. If you like comedy, there's something here for absolutely everybody. The world of Unfrosted isn't an exact replica of the 1960s, but it is colorful, creative, and chock full of amazing visual references to other films and to history itself. They also did a lot of great costume work that imitates the era and a few different historical figures. The camera work throughout the film is smooth and comes with a lot of simple shots and nice scenery. They did a good job of presenting everything in a clear manner, and it has a pleasing aesthetic quality to it across the board. For big moments, they had visual gags every 5 minutes or so, and big spoof scenes that were downright hilarious. The film is backed by a fairly effective soundtrack with a few awesome songs. Mostly they use generic instrumentals that follow the emotional journey and build a little bit of atmosphere. Orchestral pieces that sound good, elevate the moment here and there, and help punctuate a joke every once in a while. Then there are 3 instances of them using rock songs in conjunction with the story and the visuals to create standout moments. They're all incredibly catchy pop songs that work wonderfully with the on-screen action. These scenes end up being some of the best in the film, because of how well the music gets across the essence of the scene. Finally, the film has a few decent performances in it. No one's given enough time to create a fully fleshed out character, but a few of the actors in the film took the ball and ran way farther than anyone else did. There's Hugh Grant playing a struggling actor trying to make a living as Tony the Tiger, Ethan Slater and Peter Dinklage as the Milk Mafia, and Thomas Lennon plays a gay former Nazi called Harold von Braun. Each of them does a wonderful job of their roles and gets a lot of laughs from their time on screen, which is more than some of their fellow cast members can say, like Amy Schumer or Jerry Seinfeld. Both of them are acting like they're in a gag show and give out awkward line readings constantly. They're not the only ones either. There are a lot of bad performances in this film. Actors who are doing an accent and randomly slip in and out of it, stale and awkward moments with no emotion in them, and just an overall lack of charisma. You can really see the difference in the acting quality between the veteran actors and the comedians who are just there for their bit part. Unfortunately, the writing also struggles with everything other than the comedy. Apparently, they forgot you need an actual reason to keep watching films. There's no emotional journey, none of the characters grow or show any nuance, and the story is complete fantasy. It's basically just a long sketch comedy show. If you aren't into having a laugh, there's nothing for you to really enjoy. They also kind of shot themselves in the foot with the music. The generic instrumentals work okay for the most part, but they don't stand out in any way. They're just good movie music. Then you get to those scenes that are actually scored properly, and they almost blow you away. Personally, I found the film quite funny, and I laughed out loud a lot. There was some dead air where the jokes didn't quite land, but for the most part, the joke writing was pretty good. The cast wasn't always great, but there was a lot of great performances here and there that I enjoyed. That said, without an emotional journey behind the film, it's kind of like watching a stand-up comedy special. It's funny and an okay way to pass the time, but you won't remember most of it in a day or two. Just the 1 or 2 gags that had you rolling. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 5 out of 10. It wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't great either, and it had a lot of flaws. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye!